If you're studying, working, or holding a 485 visa in Australia and you're aiming for a PR in 2026, this video could give you a perspective around choosing the right state strategy. We will be breaking down the best states for accounting and IT graduates, the best state for construction trade workers, and the best state for nurses and teachers, all based on actual state nomination rules, invitation behavior, and real migration outcomes. By the way, if you are new to this channel, this is Nexor Group. Every week, we will decode the Australian migration policy updates and state nomination moves into practical actions that you can take. Now let's get into it. It's been rough for IT and accounting occupation in the past few years. However, under comparison, these two states are still better for these two occupations. Northern Territory and Tasmania. For Northern Territory accounting or IT graduates this program year, you will be eligible to apply for Subclass 491 if you can demonstrate genuine and sustained efforts and progress towards obtaining employment from an NT employer in your nominated or closely related occupation. You will be eligible to apply for Subclass 190 if you have lived in the NT for at least 6 months after completion of your last qualification on your Subclass 485 or associated visa application, and are currently employed or have a recent job offer in your nominated or closely related occupation. For NT residents, you need to be residing and have full-time employment in your nominated occupation in the NT for 2 years immediately before applying for Subclass 190. Alternatively, 12 months residence with 6 months full-time employment in your nominated occupation in the NT for Subclass 491. Both require demonstrating your employment is available for at least a further 12 months. And here's a big advantage of Northern Territory. If you're employed outside of your nominated or related occupation but can demonstrate full-time employment, which means 30 hours per week in the NT in one of the following critical sectors for 6 consecutive months immediately prior to applying for nomination, you may also be considered for Subclass 491 nomination. Now, number 2, Tasmania. For accounting and IT graduates, if you have completed your IT or accounting course and have lived in Tasmania for at least 2 calendar years from the start of your course and throughout your studies, you'll be eligible to apply for Subclass 190 visa this financial year, or 1 calendar year for Subclass 491. For Tasmanian skilled workers in accounting and IT occupations, you must have worked in Tasmania in a job closely related to your skills assessment for at least 9 months, with a minimum of 20 hours per week to be eligible for both Subclass 190 and Subclass 491. If working in a role that paid less than $57,000 per year, or $28.85 per hour, but at least national minimum wage, you must instead complete at least 12 months of employment under 491 visa. But remember, meeting all these criteria only satisfied minimum requirements to submit a registration of interest. Only the most competitive candidates are invited to apply for nomination. Moving on to the best states for construction trade workers: Western Australia, Queensland, and Victoria. Number 1, Western Australia. If you are invited through a Western Australian building and construction industry sector occupation, there's no minimum residence requirement and you don't need a contract of employment to be eligible for Western Australia 190 or 491 visa program. Number 2 would be Queensland. You must have been living and working in Queensland for the past 3 months immediately before registering interest. The work experience must be after you completed your qualification at minimum 20 hours per week. Candidates will be nominated for the 190 visa unless they do not meet the Australian Department of Home Affairs requirement. Then a Subclass 491 visa may be used in these situations. For nurses and teachers, the best state would be Tasmania. To achieve 190 or 491 priority attributes this financial year as a teacher or a health worker, you must have worked in Tasmania for at least for the last 6 months in a directly related job to your skills assessment with minimum 20 hours per week, earning at least $57,000 per year or $28.85 per hour. Or just 3 months if you're a recent nursing or teaching graduate. In addition, graduates must meet Tasmania's minimum residence requirement, 2 calendar years from the start of your course and throughout your studies for Subclass 190 and 1 calendar year for Subclass 491. Choosing state is still a big decision, so if you want a clear, personalized PR plan, we're wondering if relocating will be better for you for a long-term plan, book a consultation with Anu, our registered migration agent, through nexor.com.au. Link is in our description below.